Welcome back. Today we're flying the BF-109 F-4. It's the non-tropical. I do have the white skin. This is just a normal in-game skin. Everyone can see it. It's not a user skin or whatever. You can just unlock this by getting some kills. And before I start off with this video, I want to notify you that I made a new Discord. It sounds a bit redundant, I know, but an old one was completely dead. As well as the fact that I wanted to set up a certain ping system so you don't get pinged for useless stuff and you can just assign what you want to get pinged for. So I decided to make a new one instead of PMing everyone in the server trying to get their opinions. I just made a new one, all the lurkers will be gone, and that way it will be nice and clean, as well as everyone that wants to get pinged will be pinged, and the ones that don't want to be pinged won't be pinged. Starting off, I'm gonna go straight up here, well not straight up, like a 60-degree climb. Spitfire at this altitude, especially at this BR, aren't going to pull vertical with you. You have very good high altitude performance, and Spitfires, unless it's a Mark 9, just a Mark IX, it's not gonna pull up with you. This thing definitely isn't a Mark 9, since he was a little bit lower than me. And there you go, he's basically just, he's falling out of the air. He doesn't have any engine power. For some reason he doesn't want to die, but he's on fire, he's a Spitfire. A very little chance he's going to put that out, so I'm just going to fly away from him and see if I can engage the second guy. Second Spitfire was still at 5.5 kilometers. Their boost starts running out around 4.5, so I have a kilometer on him with a way better engine, so I can just go up, loop over and essentially do the exact same thing I did to the previous guy as I did to this guy. Of course this requires some plane knowledge, as if I had thought it was a normal Spitfire and if I thought the Spitfires were good at high altitude, because they're quote-unquote space fires, I might have not been able to do that, or I might have not thought about doing it, and that would have cost me some essential seconds in this game that might have counted me, made me lose it in the long run. If the P63 is basically the same thing, I just have way more energy than him. I'm not sure what he's doing, and I probably in hindsight shouldn't have gone for this guy, but I crit him. I put my air brake out for a little bit. You can do this by going to your manual engine controls, turning off your auto prop pitch, then throttling the 0, and then you just want to rev that thing all the way up to 100%. And don't forget to put your pitch back to manual or automatic before you go back to throttling up to web or 100% or whatever you use, because it will kill your engine instantly in basically 3 seconds. So don't overuse it. I only use it when I'm about to rip, or if I really have to try to reverse on one. I didn't use my cannons there because, well, he is very slow and these MGs are pretty decent, so I was expecting him to die to the MG fire alone, and that's why I won't waste any cannon rounds. We're alone in the corner of the map here anyway, so there wasn't much of time pressure, so I didn't really feel any need to use my cannons there. I did in the end because he didn't want to die, also due to some relatively poor aim. Because I mostly aim with the 20, so when I have to aim with the 7.92s, I suddenly start missing. And now we are in a very disadvantageous position. There's 4 people above me, and well, there's not many teammates up high, except for those 3, but they don't really seem to be going for the enemy. So what I'm going to do now is get some altitude, and that goes one of the planes I have left, the BF-110. Not the best plane, but it might have been able to force a head-on or do something useful to the team. And at this point we're kind of equalizing energy, but with this plane against the Spitfire as well as an F6F, you kind of want to have the energy advantage. And the F6F might, well, looks might deceive you because that thing turns very well. Of course it does fall off the air a lot quicker than I do, but it stalls late enough and it turns well enough to the point where my energy isn't much of a benefit, especially when he has energy on me, so he can basically just out-turn me with the more energy that he has, and he will be able to cut inside of me. And now I start seeing that they're all diving away, that the Beaufighter is going to the deck, the Spitfire is kind of low on altitude, and it's only the F6F left. And I thought there are 2 guys on altitude, but they both died for the Beaufighter for whatever reason. I'm not sure why they do this, but I went for the P63 on the deck too, so I don't really have much, I can't really talk about them if I do the same thing. F6F coming in, I'm not too sure what he's doing for just now. I'm just hoping he's going to go for my friendly on the left, and I might be able to pitch up to him, cut him off, and just shoot him out of the air that way. He pilot snipes the Donier and he rams him, kind of unfortunate, but in the long run, well, this is basically what netted me the win, so that's good. And now I'm just going to be looking for targets. Everyone's on the deck again, everyone dove away, they all threw their energy away. So now I can start looking who I want to kill first. There's an A36 who I'm not too worried about. There's a Spitfire who is kind of dangerous. There's a Yak tree on the deck, which might be a problem, depends on which Yak tree it is. And then as well as the problem that we have with the Bowfighter that's now dead, which really didn't concern me. The main threats right now are the Spitfire and the Yak tree, but I have a very significant advantage in altitude as well as speed. So what I do right now is I'm just gonna dive after them and see if I can help the team out. There goes the A36 and he rams the F-4, unfortunately. 190 going up, and this is basically my last teammate in the area. I'm looking for things I can do. There's a BF-110 I believe behind me, there's an ally behind me. And now I see it's the French Yak tree. I forgot, it's a very long ago that I recorded this gameplay, so bear with me for a sec. It's a Mark IIB. I compressed, couldn't get the shot, but it's a Mark IIB and he's probably overheating. Even though it's a cold map, that thing absolutely cooks his engine. So I'm not too worried about him either now. And now I'm basically just going to focus on the Yak tree. Didn't manage to get the shot in there. The Yak tree and I are basically equal in the dogfight. I actually do have an edge, I think. It also depends on who's flying it. I think it's more a skill thing than an actual playing thing. Right now I have a feeling that I can loop behind the Yak tree, as he has just reversed his loop. And the Spitfire is going to stall out here. Because there's of course a problem with... There's some really bad aim. There's one problem with the Spitfire. He might not be the best. And this BR especially. But it's very good at being slow. And if I start dogfighting the Yak tree and that Spitfire is going to sit on my ass, there's literally nothing I'm going to do. That thing is an absolute UFO at low speeds. So I'd rather get in out of the fight so I can fight the Yak tree in peace. Which is exactly what happened here. And I'm just going to be looking for the stall here. Because I will be out energying him. And now I'm behind him. He does turn a little bit better, I think. But it's no use anymore. I'm right on his 6. I can throttle drop him all I want. And I will out energy him in the long run. So now it's basically GG. There's a TBF on my left. And now we go up. And you can tell that I'm gaining on him. I keep getting more energy. And there he goes. He's dead. And there comes another Spitfire. And I'm not sure what type that is yet. Doesn't seem to be in the squad. So it's probably not another Mark IIB. And for now I just want to get a little bit of altitude. I tell the BF-110 might be a bit selfish to get him low. The Spitfire is basically guaranteed to chase him. I don't know why they do it, but I just hoped he did. Spitfire is going to go for the BF-110. So I'm going to break off now. I'm probably not even spotted for him if he has a bad crew. He's an Xbox player and I'm not too sure if they know how to invest their crew points. I might do a video on that as well. I am working right now on the energy management. I'm sorry, I know it's delayed and I know I keep saying it. I have just been very busy with some personal stuff as well as some midterm exams, which I finished and I passed luckily. So now I have a little bit more time. I also finished my residency for now, so I do have a little bit more time now and I will be starting to work on the guides again. Here comes the Spitfire. It is an actual Mark IIB. I didn't expect that one at all. So at this point it's basically GG. And you can tell that he's able to pull up here, but not completely, because well, it's a Mark IIB, it's very underpowered. And for now I have a few questions for you. Do you want to see some enduring confrontation? I got a 25 kill streak in this plane, so I might just upload that and ramble a bit. If you care about that kind of thing. Quite a few nice dogfights as well as some situational awareness that might help you out. It is a bit of a long gameplay. But I do think that it has some bugs and I'm not gonna give it up for another video. I will just put it kind of in between somewhere. I'll have to see. Yeah, that's basically it. This BF-110, the BF-109 is basically one of my favorite planes in the game. As I said before, I'm just very sad that the teams are so good basically most of the time. Which makes it kind of a pain to fly. Because I like carrying, and I especially like carrying a plane like a 109. It doesn't feel as cheesy when you outturn someone. It feels like, of course, the BF-109 F-4 is a bit cheesy, but no, it doesn't feel as cheesy as when you outturn someone with a Spitfire, say. And now it's just a matter of cleaning up the last guy. I want to kill his gunner, so I'm just gonna. I started missing the 20 mil, so I'm just gonna shoot my MGs now. Still have 50 rounds. well, 41 at this point because I sprayed a bit. He's trying to get hits on him. Not really working out, so I just level out, got underneath him because he only has a 7.7 on the bottom, which I'm not too worried about if I didn't even kill his gunner yet. And now we're 400 meters away with 41 rounds of quote-unquote OP 151s, and I kill his pilot. And there we go. Make sure to join the Discord, as it's actually going to be useful now, so I can actually notify you people of stuff that might be helpful, interesting or whatever. So make sure to join that one. I will be wishing you a very nice Friday night, and I will see you very soon.